Is up. It is day 3 at the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center. I'm actually right now standing up on the hill up above the boathouse where all the rowers are going to be coming into town right around the end of the year, end of December, early January, as they get snowed off and iced off the water out east so they can come and do some winter training in anticipation of selections for heading out to the Olympics. Another exciting day at the training center, and while it wasn't very busy per se, we weren't just sitting on our hands and doing nothing. It was actually a great opportunity today to get some extra learning in and meet some more athletes and some of the coaches, and so I wanted to touch on that a little bit today, as well as answer the most asked question, which is, what's a day in the life? So let's start with that. So typical day in the life here, the training room is sports medicine department is open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And so there's always some activity going on. Getting ready to take the para track and field out to Dubai, coming up here at the end of October. And so there's just a lot of activity, packing, equipment, logistics getting ready. So you have some of the leaders in the sports med department just running all over the place doing the last minute preparations. So and then around that you have the athletes that are getting a little bit antsy. They're really kind of hitting their pinnacle right now, their peak shape, and so they're doing everything they can to make sure that they stay fit, they stay happy, they stay as healthy as can be, despite the fact that it's a long season as they're getting ready and building up for this. So in this day, most of the providers end up arriving at the sports med department right around somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. And the morning is about making sure that athletes are getting ready for practice. And so whether they come to us in the training room or if we actually go and meet them down at the field, that's what it's all about. So any facilitated stretching or neurological work or soft tissue work, that's what we're there for. We'll also do some taping and whatnot, especially for some of our running and jumping athletes. So what's next? After we go through a practice where we're there on site in case there's an injury on the fly, or if we need to help manage any potentially growing symptoms, afterward, before lunchtime, we end up heading back up to the sports medicine department where we continue to work on people who are coming in, usually after practice. And then we'll also actually see some of the folks who are not practicing right now because they're coming off of a major injury, or if there's been some sort of a surgery. So they'll get some of the more longer duration rehabilitation. And it is partially walk-in, so we're always available for them, and then partially also by appointment. And in addition to that, there are massage therapists who tend to come through on a day-to-day basis. Yesterday we had 1 to 2, and today we actually had 3 massage therapists all day working on people throughout the entirety of the day. Through the lunch hour, again, there's still always people coming in, and so it's always staffed, but we get a chance to get out and eat. And today I actually had a chance to go and eat at actually see if we can point it out to you across the way. That big beautiful building with the glass front on it, that is the cafeteria, and it is a lovely place to grab a bite to eat, and the food's actually really great. You pay $10, you get an amazing dish full of fresh vegetables, roasted vegetables, some meat and pasta plates. Don't want to miss dessert. I'm a big fan of cheesecake, and I happen to have a good slice of that there. And then so after lunch, then you go back in and you continue to work through the afternoon with the athletes that come in, and especially in the afternoon, those are the ones that are going to be having some of the additional time needed in the training room, where we're then going to guide them through a bit more of a rehabilitative program. So that's honestly a typical day in the life so far. And then, however, because we have lots of athletes that are gone right now, that also gives us a chance just to not necessarily just sit around, but actually learn and talk to each other. So I was doing a lot of reading today on what's called BFR, or blood flow restriction training, where you actually take something that is much like a blood pressure cuff, and you can put it on your arm or on your leg. And I'm just going to give you the basics here, but basically you can restrict blood flow into a limb, and with a much lighter weight than you would anticipate, you can lift a sequence of 4 sets. And what is that up to? I think about 75 repetitions amongst those 4 sets. And it gives you quite similar results at a lower intensity for strengthening than doing some sort of a HIIT or high intensity interval training workout with heavier weights. So really, really neat application that we're actually seeing quite a few athletes using. I also had a chance today to spend a lot of time with Brian, who is the US Rugby Sevens team head physical therapist. And so because I haven't spent a lot of time around rugby. I have known rowing, basketball, football, baseball, but rugby is kind of a new one. And so today I spent a fair chunk of time with him just learning kind of some of the ins and outs, and we were looking at video of the anatomy of a play and scrum and offense and defense. And it was really interesting and also very enlightening, and helped me understand that much better how I am going to treat somebody, how I'm going to help them move better, feel better, perform better if somebody from the rugby team comes in, either men or women. So that was just I think a great, kind of an unexpected turn today from the learning experience perspective, getting to work with a little bit of the BFR training and then also learning from the rugby coach. So I think what I'll leave you with today is actually a sculpture that I have passed by every single day of the 3 days that I've been here so far, and to me it's a really inspiring work of art, of which there are many of them placed all over the campus, and it's called Winged Victory. And you see the detail that the artist put in to the human form. And you can see the blindfold cast over the eyes. I find it really inspiring, with so much different meaning, kind of depending on how you look at it and even what mood you're in. And I don't know, I just thought, what do you think it means to you? So with that, as per usual, here's what I want you to do for the rest of the day. 1, get a great dinner. Eat some really good, healthy, nutrient food today. Tonight, get great sleep. As many hours as you can get. 7 hours, 8 hours, be perfect. And lastly, do something awesome. See you tomorrow.